sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Yeah.
Episode Go Crazy, take 1. Welcome to the show.
Hey, night. Let's hear a round of applause for our host, Garrett, and of course me.
Go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Late Night, Date Night, Daytime, Day One. Wherever you are, whenever you are. Here we are. I'm your host, Garrett, again. Co, the best in the biz on my side.
That's right. We're coming off the extreme highs of our Professor Mike interview.
True. We had our great first interview on the show. Professor Mike, I don't know when we'll air what. We might mix it around. However, if it's out, go watch the episode with Professor Mike.
It was
very fascinating to pick someone's brain that not only is in a completely different genre than us, but is monetarily successful.
Yes.
So a lot of great information. If you didn't get to watch it, please go back and watch it. Professor Mike, wealth of knowledge.
Also, Professor Mike, fun fact, black belt.
Yeah, that was interesting too. That came out of the woodwork at the very end.
Didn't know that.
Maybe you'll see him on a future fight video. We hope to get him back.
Hell yeah. Big thanks to Professor Mike. Professor Mike got us thinking a lot.
Got the gears turning.
About productivity, volume of content, quality versus quantity, and when it's and return on investment. You know, sometimes I know I myself have been spending a little too much time on editing and fine tweaking things instead of getting it out and moving to the next one. I know that Garrett had previously been guilty of that. I don't know where he's at now. He can kind of weigh in on that.
We moving, baby. The train is moving.
There it is. So, but I did a little research about habits because I find that as a new editor, it is not a habit yet. It is like so far from a habit. And I've noticed that every single time I try to sit back down and begin again, I forgot all the shit that I learned the last time, so I got to reteach myself. And sure, something that took an hour the first time only takes me like 10 minutes this time, but it should be, if it was instant, I could do those things in seconds. And relearning those things start to kind of weigh on you, at least when you're getting new at anything, you know?
Well, let's preface it real quick in case you missed our previous couple episodes, which I know you guys don't miss anything.
That's right.
Co is now our social media director of power, warriorship, and short form media.
That's
Co's
right.
goal is to light up Instagram down below, find our Instagram, find our TikTok, watch the shorts. The shorts make people happy. You get just a quick burst of us in your day when you don't have time to watch the full hour plus.
Yeah,
we get it.
We get it. You can't dedicate that time.
So there's a few shorts out there. Co's done some great work.
Yes.
Everyone in the office is thrilled with it.
That's
so
right.
we're just ready for more. And I think Ryan has a lot of interesting takes on. I guess we're gonna hear about his battle with a new workflow and a new habit.
Yes. So as I was trying to make editing a habit, I started to really research what a habit is. And some fun facts about habits. I actually found an article on a website called Medium that discussed interesting things about habits. And I had to read into it because habits are difficult for me. I kind of live like a carefree lifestyle. I'm not super disciplined with a lot of things.
Well, not all habits are bad. I
That's
think
true.
sometimes that word can have a negative connotation.
Well,
but
I honestly, I was thinking good habits. I hadn't even gotten to bad habits yet. I have a hard time forming good ones.
it's like a psychological test. I'm immediately thinking about bad habits.
No, but well, I mean, we both got them. You know, I would say that if I think about you, one of the habits that you are good about typically that I struggle with a little more is fitness, you know, constantly getting in the gym. You know, you make that time, you set it aside for yourself. And while you might be as big of a disaster as me when it comes to other habits, negative and forming of positives, that one has always been one that you are very consistent with. And
thank you.
And
That's a hard one.
Yeah, that's one of the toughest ones for a lot of people. So you've always been really consistent with that. So
I think I find that, and it sucks because it's funny. Unfortunately, maybe this is the bad time or the perfect time to talk about it. I've been kind of out of my fitness cycle, and it's really thrown me because I think in general, it's kind of the glue for everything else in my life. When my workouts and my diet are on point, I'm a better version of myself. I'm more focused. I'm more productive.
Of course.
So I think it's about prioritizing those things that you know hold you together. For somebody else, it might be something, you know, it might be cooking for your family. It might be mowing the lawn. There are things that you can get done that are positive, but they kind of set the dominoes falling in the right direction. For me, it's always been fitness. If I get that workout in, even if it's just like a 20-minute, 30-minute session just to get it done and check the mental box, the other things tend to fall into place better.
So you'd say that you like fitness?
You know, I definitely do, but there's still plenty of days I do not want to go. So many days I don't want to go. And I think it's just one of those things I try whenever I can to take emotion out of it.
So you like fitness?
Yes.
Fitness dick in your mouth. Oh, what an idiot. What an idiot. I couldn't help it. It was so easy.
You got me, and I'm so tired for this.
So good. I thought you were going to be like, shut up. They're like,
easy.
stop me. It was so good.
I just don't even have the energy to react.
I
to
couldn't even really
nonsense.
push the punchline home because I was so surprised that you allowed it. That was beautiful.
I thought like you were asking for like a conversation layup. like I've got this next point. I need you to say yes, I like fitness to my next point. And I was like, all right, I'll bite.
You do. You did.
You asked me like 3 times, and I was like, okay, I get it. There's a sentence in that notebook that wants me to say yes, I like. Well, I'm glad you said that, Garrett, because I've got this study from benchmark.com, and it says that people who like fitness also like making money.
Fitness dick in their mouth.
But that's what I got. I got a fitness dick in my mouth, which is sweaty, and you know it hasn't even made it to the locker room yet to get rinsed off.
Nah, it's like
Maybe it was sitting in the sauna, marinating, getting worse.
It's not a fitness dick. It's like fitting this dick.
I get it, but now I'm thinking about
like a dick with
now
abs?
I'm thinking about fitness
like
dicks.
a dick with a 6-pack.
A strong dick. Hey guy, that's what I'm gonna say next time I see someone with a good lift in the gym. I'm gonna say, hey guy, it's just a strong dick.
Hey, old strong dick over here.
And just walk away. Just act like you said like nice bench, but same vibes. Oh, nice dick.
Hey, real nice strong dick.
Hey, strong dick.
Nice strong dick over there.
All
right,
moving on.
Back to the cast. That was perfect. I enjoyed that. I don't care if you guys like that. That made me happy. Habit
you know
fact.
what I noticed?
What did you
This
notice?
is just a side note that I on the Professor Mike interview.
Yeah.
With these microphones, you know, my cousin who's a sound engineer said the same thing.
Wow.
You got to be careful where you're speaking into this microphone. This is a soft mic. You got to be up in it.
Kind of.
I think I tend to kind of fall away from it a lot. Like if you guys can hear me that are just listening, I'm wandering around.
Yeah.
But I think we're supposed to be like right here.
We're supposed to be in the sweet spot. Luckily, I'm loud enough to where if I'm not,
You
it's
are
still,
loud enough.
It's
but
still
I think
all right.
I'm going to have to re-rig this because I know everyone says, oh, it's in your face. It's in your face. I get
your
it. I got to re-rig
face.
this. I get it.
Rig it.
But we need to be close to the vocals.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, so that's all I wanted to mention is we need to focus on that. But back to the information.
Yes, I want to talk about habits because I learned some interesting things, and I think you guys should too. I have always had a hard time developing habits, and maybe this first fact is why. I did not know that research has shown that on average it takes about 66 days for the average person to change a habit.
66 dicks in a mouth.
That's what I'm saying. 66 days or more can go up to 250 days. So if you try going to the gym for a month, you're not even halfway for an average human.
You're not even close.
Like there is the overachievers that can do it in 18. 18 days is like for the really exceptional habit formers and alterers, but nobody likes to show off. So nobody's talking about those guys. I'm thinking I'm more of like a 200,
those
a
strong
250.
dicks out there.
Yeah, the old strong dickers.
I'm talking about those guys.
Yeah, so
I think it's too to just jump on that. I think in your brain to form a neural pathway, I think it takes like 21 or 22 repetitions for that as well. Even just like saying somebody's name. Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of repetition that goes involved, even the simple things.
Correct. That's true. Actually, the reason that our brain loves habits is because it's actually putting your body on autopilot. Your brain only has so much mental capacity to be thinking and actively altering stuff. So any chance it gets to put you on autopilot and just let you do you so that it can just fall to the back lines and just relax, it uses habits as a form of autopilot for you. So those times when you drive home from work and you don't even remember it, it's because you've done that process so many times that your brain was able to check out and save itself for more important tasks down the road.
Yeah, there's a lot of autonomic functions, like driving home, bypasses the hippocampus, and it just runs its own shit. It's wild to me that we drive ourselves home like a robot.
Sure. But anything, literally anything, like when you make cups of coffee in the morning, like you're not thinking about it. You make coffee. Like you know how to make coffee. Your brain's like, oh, he's good. Sends him on his way. Any of those times where you have a really long day where your brain is constantly thinking and making micro adjustments on particularly like say a first day of work or something that you've never done before.
Everything's fresh.
You come home and you're fried, bro. You start making stupid mistakes.
Your brain burns more calories too.
You go the wrong way into your own house, like stupid shit like that because your brain is just burnt out because it doesn't have those habits to fall back on. It's actually the one of the statistics I read is that 40 to 45% of your waking time is habitual. You're doing things habitually. You're on autopilot.
If that fact is correct, that means the robot piloting this body's doing a lot of work. What am I doing?
Exactly. It can be kind of an unsettling thought, you know?
It almost makes me think like I need to be more active about being active.
It kind of, it almost makes you want to shake shit up.
Yeah. Like,
you know?
Like why am I living in this, this Matrix zombie land where I'm just go to work, sit at desk, computer work, go home. I
was talking to Angie about it, and she had just sat down on the couch. She grabbed a notepad, a pen, sat down on the couch, started writing, and had her phone in her other hand. And I was like, what's crazy is you didn't think about any of that. Not even where you were going to sit. You sit there whenever you do this. So everything that you just did right there, from grabbing the pen to how you were going to hold it to walking to the place that you were going, all of those things were completely habitual. You thought nothing about any of it.
Autopilot.
She had her knees up so that the book laid right on her knees. She didn't think about any of that. It was all just things that she's developed and processes throughout her life. When I want to write shit down, this is how I do it. And it's crazy how quickly your mind can take over. It's literally, I think our brains are just like us. They're kind of lazy. They want to, as little as possible.
They want to run on autopilot.
They want, you know how to do that. You're going to go take a piss? Go take a piss. I'll be here.
I'm just a big sloppy Tesla driving itself.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. Yeah, you are. But for me, the example I used was editing, right? Like, I don't know the processes.
Yes.
I don't know what to click.
Editing has been new to you. If you've been a long-time viewer of the show, which I know you all are,
yes,
I have been bitching about editing since day one, and I'm so happy for Ryan to be on this journey with me now of all this work that is daunting. It's a means to an end. We do it for you guys to make the content fun, and so hopefully we can find a new audience. But it is the real work of this whole YouTube endeavor, I think, is editing. I think 80% of this thing is editing.
The example that the article on Medium used was tying your shoes. So the first time somebody shows you the process of tying your shoes, you do it and you kind of do a crappy job, right? Like
I
the
still
shoes
do a
fall,
crappy job.
right? But as you continue to do it throughout your life, because you have to do it with every pair of shoes that have laces, unless you rig it so that you don't have to.
Monk straps.
Right. So if you're constantly doing it, you get better at it to the point where you can do it without looking and things like that. But if we were not able to develop habits and muscle memory, every time you tied your shoes, it would be like the first time, which is how I feel every time I edit. It's like the first time I forget where everything's
you don't
at.
have that habit. Which way do you tie your shoes?
I don't bunny ear it. I don't do that.
So you take the
rabbit. I loop, swoop,
the rabbit
and pull.
runs around the tree.
I loop, swoop, and pull. But yeah, that's the same thing. Yeah. I was taught to loop it and then swoop it and then you pull like Big Daddy. You know, the bunny ears was always like the way they taught like special kids to do it. I feel like if you do the bunny ears, like your IQ is automatically 30 lower. Like 30 lower than me at least. Like I think I'm better than you if you bunny ear.
I like the bunny ears.
I like it for you too. I think it's great for you. It makes me feel superior.
That's how I roll.
Yeah, I get it.
I can do them both, but I don't think the other way is as fun. I imagine the bunny. Like, I'm just tying this rabbit's ears together, and it makes me laugh.
I just don't think it ties it as good. I feel like it doesn't tie it as tight.
I don't know. We'll have to have a shoe off and see.
Yeah, I think I win. You wear a lot of flip flops.
Yeah, I guess I've given up. All you rabbits are living free.
No, they're all chewing on crayons. All right. Anyways, if you do the rabbit ears, it's fine. I'm only a little smarter than you. It's
Comment down below. Tie the rabbit ears, or does the rabbit run around the tree, or loop, swoop, and pull?
And be as mean about it as you can if you're a looper swooper. Like tell him how dumb he is. Please.
I think it's going to be a little more split than you're expecting.
Yeah, I mean there are children that watch this.
I hope not.
I hope not too.
Go to bed. Turn this off. There's a parental advisory. Tell your parents you found this by mistake.
That's true.
But hit the subscribe button before you turn it off.
Right? Habit fact. It's another habit fact. Habits can be stored. Once a habit is truly ingrained, it is unlikely for the brain to ever truly forget it, barring some type of neurological disorder.
This is where the bad habits come in.
Oh, yeah.
That's a problem.
That is a problem, and I'm glad you brought that up. You tell me your take, and we'll get back to mine.
My take? Oh, I've developed some bad habits.
Tell me about them.
So, just recently went on my honeymoon, and it was a cruise. Long story short, I got real into dessert again. Buffet life.
Cookie two-step.
Yeah, and now, I know I've brought it up on this channel before, I'm back in a real dark place with ice cream.
Tell me more.
Nothing makes me happier to go to bed watching my final sleep show, Longmire, #Longmire.
The worst sleep show.
And having a nice little cup of ice cream. I put it in a coffee mug. And yeah. I chill the mug
portion
first.
Control. You chill the mug?
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about portion control. It's a fucking Java mug, all right? It's a big boy mug. I would love to pretend for everybody like it's a portion control coffee cup.
It's like a half-gallon bowl with a fucking
No, it's basically a full cereal bowl that's been shaped into a coffee for all you coffee addicts, and I use it for ice cream also.
What is a Java mug? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Java mug is just a big-ass coffee cup.
Mug.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So, yeah, that's what I put it in. But this is, if you're not doing this at home, this is my gift to you, my ice cream fat friends. Let's be fat together. So you put it in the ice cream mug, then you put the mug and the spoon and the ice cream in the freezer. Let all that chill together. And then you take it out. You need like a good 5-10 minutes at least. And then when you eat the ice cream and it melts, it doesn't melt too fast because everyone likes it when it's just about to melt, but not melty. That's like the sweet spot. It's like a little, God's free milkshake coming at you. But because the spoon and the Java mug is colder, it stays in that middle ground much longer and at a better temperature. So try this at home. Kids, if you're still watching, try it now.
And log off this shit.
And then log off immediately.
And tell your parents to put on
log
parental controls.
Comment, like, comment, subscribe, log off.
Yeah, do that and log off and never watch this again. It's bad for you.
So anyway, yeah, so that's my bad habit is I'm eating a lot of salads and staying healthy, but I'm having trouble kicking this little ice cream habit because it's just a nice way to end the day. So I'm going to try to substitute. So I bought some smoothie materials. So I'm going to try to wean myself off of it by like doing something similar but healthy, like some fresh fruit and yogurt blended with some ice, something like that, and then wean it off completely.
When did this habit begin?
So this is an on and off one, so nobody really knows.
When did it start? What was your first memory of ice cream at night?
I can't say I actually have one memory. I'm sure as a kid, after dinner, we would have it, or I would probably sneak back downstairs before
there we go.
Everyone's asleep. That's probably when it started, but I would say I don't think it became a consistent thing until we moved to LA and we had that 7-Eleven at the end of our block that we could walk to, in the late night when we're watching a movie, hanging out. I think that's when I really developed it. And at the time, I could get away with it because fitness was on like maximal. So I was burning an insane amount of calories every day. It didn't hit me like it does now. I don't have time to work out like I did. So now it's doing damage. Back then, I could get away with it. I was probably under on my calories all the time. So
what kind of damage?
Ice cream didn't hurt me.
What kind of damage we talking?
I'm getting fat. That's what kind of damage. What do you mean?
You fat fuck.
I'm putting on some elbows, brother. All right, I got some extra elbows we need to cut down on.
I just want to hear you say it.
I would be happy right now. So this is welcome to Ice Cream Confessionals. I need to lose right now because of this honeymoon madness and my sugar goals. Like I need to lose a good 10 to 15 pounds.
Oh no.
Yeah, brother, that's a lot of elbows.
It's a third of your body weight.
Yeah, possibly. You do the math.
All right, listen. I agree 100%. It's funny because stress and trauma can very quickly make you revisit old bad habits as a coping mechanism. Mm-hmm. And especially if your habit is twofold, like say drinking or smoking or eating, not only is it a comfort thing that you sit back into when you're under lots of high amounts of stress, like drinking also has that numbing factor, or eating also releases dopamine. So it's
sugar.
And it will, again, see how it happened. You went on a cruise. Now you're eating ice cream every night. Yeah, like that's a real habit.
I just was, when you're on a cruise, you got to spoil yourself. You got to eat, hit the buffet all day.
You know a habit that I have that I know you have too, and I think I know where it came from after I really thought about it. Like there's some people who are light sleepers, right? And if you wake them up, they're like, I'm up now, and they're up forever. That's not me and Garrett.
No.
If you wake me up, if you shoot a gun in my house and I wake up and I go, oh, it's not time to wake up yet, I will go back to sleep.
While you're out making the coffee for the morning.
I will go back to sleep and straight REM sleep. Like I will go back to sleep even harder. And I think that's from like middle school, elementary school, high school.
Are you okay?
Wake up. Yeah. Can you get up? It's time to get up. When your parents are like waking you up to go to school, where you would go back to sleeper and they'd have to wake you up 10 times?
Fuck yeah.
Bro, they had to wake me up 20 times. And I think that trained me to just like, if somebody wakes me up and it's not time to wake up, I just sleep even harder. I'm
people don't decide. My body decides.
Yeah, I will roll back over
that gunshot
on you so quick.
Ain't waking me up.
Ain't no way. Hey, is the roof? All right, put a bucket there.
Did it go through and through?
Bro.
We'll deal with it tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sleeping, dude. There's no way.
The bullet's lodged. Well, that's on you.
That's fucking true. I mean, it's weird that bad habits happen like that. I feel like good habits.
Well, okay, I'll give you a good habit that developed from trauma.
Okay.
Not even trauma. Your comment earlier kind of reminded me of a habit I have now that I would consider to be a good habit. Okay. When I was in middle school, went and saw a movie. Back in the day, movie theaters. People still do that now a little bit, but it used to be the jam.
I do it a lot.
And so I had these big old cargo shorts, baby.
Nice.
This is when they were rocking. and I had some big old loose exterior pockets. Like, remember when they did that? The exterior pockets, like even the back ones and front ones, for some reason they were sewn on the outside.
That was weird.
Who knows why? Ridiculous. But anyway, so I had my wallet in my back pocket, watched a movie, got all the way out into the parking lot, and realized that I didn't have my wallet. I had to convince him to let me back in and go look for it. Luckily, it was sitting in the theater seat.
Yeah.
But it shocked me to my core, especially because I think I was younger. I was like so worried, like, you know, the fucking $30 I was in there. If I lose that, game over.
Yeah,
my license. Oh, when I gotta go get another license?
Life's
F
over.
that. But it really did scare me to where now whenever I leave anywhere, I do the 3-point check: keys, wallet, cell phone. Whenever
every
I go
guy.
anywhere.
Every
But for
guy.
me, it took a, you know, quotes, traumatic, a bad experience to create a good habit. Now I'm like psycho. Anywhere I go, okay, I got all 3. Okay.
Anybody who rocks all of their essentials in their pockets does that check. Everybody. Like if you've ever lost one of those, you're for the rest of your life, you're all the time.
Well, and even when
All
I
the
travel with a backpack and I'll like, you know, I'll have that stuff in the backpack instead of my pockets. Whenever I leave somewhere, I check those 3 things still. Even though they're not in my pockets, I say, okay, we're about to leave this place to go to the next
100%.
place. Okay, 1, 2, 3, you're all there? Okay, let's go.
I just lost a fucking charger. And that's a part of my that's a part of my routine, but I got thrown out of it because it was in an area of the room that I was like a weird ass area. Like behind, it was behind some shit. And I fucking left it. And now I'm down a charger.
That's like the most unnerving feeling. Even if it's something inexpensive, when you lose something that's important to you or part of your daily life, like it stresses me out. Like even just a cell phone charger, we've all lost them, but I'm like, oh, how am I going to do that? I probably have 10 backups, but it's like, how did I lose this? Why did I lose this?
100%. I hate that shit. Pisses me off.
I feel like too, every time I travel, I'm likely to lose like one thing. It's usually small, but it's like there's gonna be like a sock under the bed in a hotel room, or you know, a toothbrush gets like just random shit always.
Oh, it was a supercharger too.
Oh, the big boys.
I mean, not the big, but big enough. It was actually a combination because I don't know if you knew this about iPhones. Now they don't give you a block. They just give you the fucking cord. Like,
bastards are getting cheap now.
Bro, I got a 14 Pro Max and you can't give me a block?
Yeah, that's rude.
And you change from a regular USB to a micro?
Yeah, to the lightning. Yeah, it's been that way for a bit.
But like, no, it hasn't. I mean, well, yeah, like a couple, like 1 or 2 generations, but that's not the lightning. The lightning is the other end that goes into the phone, which now they're getting away from too.
Yeah, because they need you to buy a new phone.
Dude.
iPhone 22 coming at you.
Dude, those guys are dicks.
Strong dicks.
Yeah. Real strong. How we doing? What's the time?
We got about 1.5 minutes.
Man, let's go see
for a commercial break.
Let's see about these sponsors, dog.
I'd like to comment before we leave. I like your Hey Arnold shirt.
Oh, man. Don't you? Who wouldn't? That's a young Arnold and young Gerald.
Old football head.
That's right. Look at him.
Hey, Arnold. Hey, sponsors. Looking at you.
And Gerald.
See you in a moment.
See you in a moment. All right, guys, back on the old Building Better Habits podcast.
Welcome back. I've got to get that sound effect. I promise that I'm not promising that I'm going to try to get my soundboard up to date and actually get the... It's been on my to-do list, not the top of the to-do list, obviously, but it is up there to get some new buttons.
It's only taken like 9 months, dude. You're almost there. Oh, that thing sucks. Don't play that. Those crickets.
The preloaded ones, some are good.
Just start.
But we need more. And God knows we need the... It's so good.
It's so annoying, but I love it.
Oh, but it's addictive, though.
It is. It's good shit. Habit fact. I got one more.
Got a bad habit.
Dude, seriously, I got a few.
Who sings that?
I don't know. I never heard that song. I thought it was you. I thought it was a Garrett original.
It's very possible I made it up or stole it.
Did you know that most habits are relics of your past goals?
This we need to unpack.
Good habits.
Explain.
I will. It's no secret that you used to do a little taekwondoski.
Yes, correct.
Little punchy McKickerson. Little Kickerson McPunchy pants.
Still do quite often. Lot of punches, lot of kicks.
Yeah, so
all day, every day.
And let's just unpack your old schedule. When you first started the old punchy kicks, how often did you do it?
Started or when I got serious? Two different times of my training.
We got time, dog. Let's start at the beginning.
Starting, so I started in, I want to say 3rd grade.
Nice.
A couple classes a week. This is very much a learning situation to just see if I wanted to do it. I enjoyed it right away and I started taking it more and more seriously. When I got into 6th grade, I started taking my training very seriously. And I'd say from then on, I treated it for a while like a job. I wanted to be that professional athlete.
How many days a week?
Every day.
Every day, do you say?
Yeah.
How many hours?
Oh, good God. So it depended on what day. I tried to do something every day, but like my actual training sessions, minimum would be 1 hour. But when I was really peaking, I pushed some days to 6 hours.
Okay. All right. How many years?
I don't know.
Were you
20 something
on a 7-day a week? No, not 20.
Yeah, probably like a good 4 that I was that aggressive. And then I would go through spells like anything else. I would go through maybe like a 6-month period where I would be grinding it out. I would kind of set goals. Sure. Like if a tournament popped up or there was like, an acting project I was going out for.
Okay.
Something like that.
Slow you down. Now, today. Not today because you're in a bit of a honeymoon.
I'm in a funk.
You're in a funk, which is normal. Happens to all of us. Your average workout, how long is it?
Martial arts or all fitness?
No. Your average workout of any and all.
Average is, I'd probably say, an hour.
What do you know? That's how habits are formed, ladies and gentlemen.
Bum, 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 bum.
For 4 years straight, super competitive. His fastest workout was around 1 hour. Now that he doesn't do shit but set up these cameras over and over again and micro tweak them and fucking change the color of these lights for a living, now he does the bare minimum fitness that his body is comfortable with based on the habits that he has formed, which would be roughly 1 hour.
I think it's also, I think time is the biggest factor. I want to just push back a little bit. I agree with what you're saying. However, I think as we get older and we have more work and life responsibilities, the thing that's killing me the most is time. I just don't have the time. I would love to train for a 4-hour session, but I don't have the time.
You're missing the point though. You're missing the point. You're making it about looking at your hour and thinking that that's not enough. The point is the majority of human beings will tell you right now that at any point in their life, they do not have time to work out for 1 hour a day.
Yeah.
And you make that possible every day because it is a part of you. It is a habit that you have ingrained.
That's true.
Cannot, you have to work out for at least an hour a day.
Yeah.
So I see that you're looking at it as that's not really good enough. No. That's not the point. The point is that your body is still, since you were in 6th grade, now ingrained that 1 hour fitness is required each and every day outside of like a funk or a bad mental health or life-altering circumstance. You will get 1 hour of fitness done every single day.
Yeah, well, that's my current average. But
that puts you above 90% of the population.
I think too, but I think I have a lot of phrases I like to put over each other. So like one that helps me out a lot with things like this is discipline over motivation. Mm-hmm. Because motivation is fleeting. Motivation is your feelings,
100%.
your emotion, and that's not sustainable.
No.
You can't base your workouts or things that are important or anything important to you. You can't base it on emotion. Emotion can't drive it.
Right.
Discipline is what takes over, and it's structured, because then it's not a choice. It's,
Absolutely.
I don't want to work out today. Well, that conversation isn't an option, because this isn't a debate. It's a workout has to happen today because I'm done with work. Now it's gym time. It's not, do I feel like it? It's no, this is time for this.
Right. So we've established that you have a habitual fitness pattern in your life that was developed when you were younger. Can you give me a negative habit that you developed, and can you trace it back to when it started?
Well, I went over the old ice cream.
Yeah, but that one you really couldn't pinpoint to when it started. I tried to get you to, and it was very generic.
Yeah, I don't think I had.
But do you have a bad habit that you remember right when it started and how it started, and it's one that you still kind of struggle with today? It's okay if you can't, but I feel like you probably could.
Yeah, I don't know if I have anything specific like that.
Okay.
So I guess
I have one.
Okay, go ahead. No, I think
I have one.
While I marinate.
It's not a bad habit until I do it at times when it's not appropriate. I play video games. You guys know this. Typically, as I've gotten older, I really don't have a lot of time to play, but sometimes I make time at a time when I'm not supposed to. Like I will do it instead of my responsibility.
Shorts.
Correct. Absolutely. I will do that as like a stress response of like, I just need a minute. I just need to, whereas somebody else would like go drink or like go take a nap or whatever. I will do that. And I remember where it started. So little known fact about me is that at one point in my life, I was on house arrest. When I was very young, below 18. So it's not on my record now, but at the time I was on house arrest.
Put it on the record right now.
That's all right. I mean, it is what it is. It's something that I went through. It was like that movie Disturbia with Shia LaBeouf. Shit started to get weird. I had way too much free time on my hands, and I was not allowed to interact with anybody. I was locked inside my house. So my escape was video games, and it was right at the time when online video games were possible. Ooh. So it was my only way to interact with human beings my own age, or any age for that matter, outside of my parents. And that was where that started. And that was like a very disassociative time for me because nobody wants to be that kid. Like nobody wants to be in that situation. So I developed that habit, and it is something that to this day when I am under certain types of stress, I will put other things that should be on the front burner on the back burner and do that instead. And it is something that I still have to work on to this day. I don't do it as much, but I have seen me do it. I definitely have.
I'm probably similar in that I have to put on a show or a movie to go to sleep. And that stemmed from when I was a kid. That was definitely like my time and my escapism. Like I come from a blended family, a lot of divorce and remarriage, very, in that realm was unstable. My family's wonderful. I love my family, but it was just tough for me. So my escapism was, putting on a movie. This is before TV was so readily accessible to just watch, when you wanted. This back in the DVD Blu-ray days, but being able to shut my door, put on a movie, and get engrossed in that world allowed me to step out of my life for a little bit and gave me just so much peace and be able to relax, go to bed. And I definitely still carry that on now. I just wonder if it is a bad habit. I'm sure a lot of people will say it is, but so I don't know. It could go either way. I definitely feel the comfort of it helps me to put me to bed. Even if I'm tired, I like feeling like, maybe it's also like that I'm not alone. I like hearing the voices, like I'm not alone to go to bed.
100%. Well, the thing is, I don't think video games are a bad habit at all, but I can use them negatively. Like I can do it when I choose to do it when I have work that needs to be done. That is without a doubt negative. It's just like anything else.
Or like in my circumstance, if there's times where I have only so many hours to sleep, and instead of sleeping, I watch the end of the show or the movie instead of just
I don't think those are negative until they are. You get what I'm saying? I don't think all habits are created equal. Like obviously, smoking crack, bad habit. Probably shouldn't do it.
Not a lot of upside.
Not a lot of upside
as I
to
can
that.
tell.
No. So like that one, probably overall a bad habit.
Yeah.
Playing video games, actually really good for mental health and keeping your brain moving and keep being sharp. It's actually a very crazy multimedia that will keep you fully engaged and keep things moving. It's for how stagnant your body is in that moment, your mind is doing backflips. So it has positives with decision making, puzzle solving, shit like that. It makes you smart when it comes to certain shit.
We talked about this a little bit in the video game podcast, but I liked older RPGs that forced you to read a lot.
100%.
Because you would literally be, reading a storyline, and we know, how much active the brain gets when reading. It's one of the best things you can do.
Listen, I've played recent video games that have complete voiceovers, right? You still in those video games do a shit ton of reading.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's not the same. If you're hearing it and reading it,
No.
It's not the same.
There's voiced over parts, but there is a non-voiced over parts that you just have to read.
Okay.
I
like that.
There's very few video games where you are not reading something at some point. You have to read. Not everything is voiced because they got to pay somebody to say every one of those lines.
Yeah.
Most of the time, only the dialogue is voiced. And even then, if you're being impatient, like I don't want to listen to them say it. I read it and then click past it. I skip through the dialogue. But either way, neither here nor there. The point is that I don't think that your habit of watching movies to go to bed is actually a bad habit at all, unless you're leaving the TV on all night.
Yeah, unless you're skipping the 3 hours of sleep you need to watch the whole movie. That's when it becomes a problem.
Correct.
Because there are some times where it does turn into that, where it's like, oh, I'm kind of into it, even though I'm really cutting into, the 7 hours I've allotted myself. So now I'm going to sleep with 5 hours.
And I think for mine specifically, maybe yours too, even though that usually comes at the end of the day, there's an order of operations, right? That you have to install into your life to be productive. If you start out your day partying, chances are it's going to partying or doing recreation. Chances are, unless you're a very, very dedicated human like Professor Mike, you're going to take away from your productivity side of the day.
Well, and in the military, they're big on this too. So one of the things, they teach them in boot camp and everything is the first thing they do is they make their bed. And
right.
The reason they do that, and all these tasks have to go in that order as soon as they wake up. And the reason is task completion.
Yes.
You get, a little bit of a baby dopamine hit, that you've completed something to your day, and it starts that positive domino. Okay, made the bed. What's next? Brush the teeth. Next, go run 3K. Next, it puts you in a direction of success rather than, like you said, recreational stuff. Okay, well now we're putting those things that are productive for us aside, and it's much harder to get those dominoes falling at the end of the day.
Right, 100%. I've noticed that outside of exceptions, like Wiz Khalifa can smoke weed all day and be hyper productive.
See, and I agree with you. There are some anomalies, but people need to stop using the anomalies as their argument.
Of course.
Wiz can do it. Well, that's not normal, guys.
But what I was going to say...
You can't smoke every day and be super productive.
That's obvious. We know that. I don't think anybody really believes that they're good at that unless they're good at that. I think we can all look in the mirror and watch ourselves fail.
But I think so many people... they'll find the case as a crutch. It's almost like, the actors or models, they get discovered right away and they just rocket to the top. Like everyone loves thinking about, oh, well, this could be like this, the dream scenario, or I can do this and be great. It's like, but 99% of the human population doesn't work like that.
100%. I was going to say that most addicts that are high functioning do that whole checklist. And it's crazy because they use whatever they're addicted to as that carrot on a stick at the end of it all.
Interesting.
I've seen people, I've seen alcoholics that wake up at 5 a.m., crush their workout, go grocery shopping, cook, dinner for that night, get everything squared away, do everything that they need to do in that day because they know when 2 p.m. hits, they're taking that drink. Damn. And I've seen it, and they're high functioning people. These are not people who do not have their shit together. They just that carrot on a stick, that motivation.
Love a carrot on a stick.
If that person fucks up their order of operations and cracks that drink at 8 a.m., their whole day's shot. And they know it.
Yeah.
They've seen themselves do it. So they push to the finish line. I got to get to 5 o'clock. I got to knock all this stuff out to whenever my time is to kick back and relax. And that's when they kick back and relax. And is it negative? Are they still using a bad habit? Sure.
This is what's interesting. Yeah. It's almost like you're using a bad habit to do good things.
Of course.
So now it's kind of a gray area.
Is it? Like, I mean, yes, they shouldn't have that habit.
Getting all your shit done. I mean.
Right. But I don't think.
That's what it takes for you to get your shit done. It's better than not getting it done.
Right. But I think they're killing it. I think they're kicking ass at life if they could just replace that carrot with a different carrot. That one bad habit that's all they look forward to all day. If they could replace that with something else, they're as high functioning as anybody else. They don't have. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I would rather be that guy than the person who has no order in their life. The person who wakes up at 7 a.m. to play video games or to smoke weed, drink alcohol, do whatever the drug is they do or whatever stupid shit they do first thing in the morning. And then all of a sudden they blink in at 6 o'clock and they're like, oh, well, I guess I'll do it tomorrow.
Because they're not getting anything done.
Right, 100%. So it's funny how even if you have a really bad habit, you can still function in life if you have the discipline.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I mean, even people with bad habits can be very disciplined.
Well, it's like,
just like food. Food is the easiest one. There are millions of successful people that have terrible diets or, like me on the dessert train. Okay, I did everything I can do today. Guess what? I'm going to eat a big old dessert before I go to bed.
Right.
Like, still plenty of great humans. It's just we could probably all do a little better, myself included lately.
Okay. Well,
but I don't know. I don't know, man. People are not perfect.
No.
So there's got to be a give somewhere.
I think everybody's got a bad habit.
We can't all be, Tom Brady, J-Lo, these people that are on like no alcohol, no smoking, no poor diet, like
big old ass.
They probably got skeletons in the closet somewhere. Nobody's perfect.
A big old skeleton.
Jared Leto, same thing. Like all these super young, fit, older people
Jared
that have
Leto.
30 Seconds to Mars, actor. He's 50 and looks 24.
That's true.
So, I mean, this is what's tough. Most people I don't think can be that level. We're all going to have a vice.
Sure, absolutely. I think that was more what I was saying is you're allowed to have bad habits. You just got to make sure that they don't encroach on your good ones. You got nobody's perfect. So if you're going to have a bad habit, you got to make sure it doesn't get in the way of your other shit.
Well, yeah, you have to have a balance with your vices. I think vices are good. You got to let your hair down. You got to scream at the concert. You got to cut loose here and there. But
yeah, dude.
I think it's just a balancing act of allowing yourself some vices.
Okay.
But not that it becomes too habitual. Just to turn back to your point. Like every day, you shouldn't be drinking every day. You want to have a few drinks socially with your friends on the weekend. That's great. That's great. But you shouldn't be every day after work. 5 beers to end my day. Like, no.
The drinking one's crazy because I've seen some athletes, like some guys who work out for 4 hours a day and then just go home and get hammered.
Yeah.
And that's fucking crazy to me because you're just
ripping
up your organs, but you care what your muscles look like. Like, it's all about muscles and body fat.
Spinning your wheels in the sand a little bit too, because you're definitely losing gains and progress. But I think that's an example of people just focus on the aesthetics and not health.
Yes.
You can have a great looking body and you can be very unhealthy, and vice versa.
You ready for top 5?
I'm ready.
Top 5 positive habits everyone should develop.
Ooh.
Diet and exercise, I think, are number 1 and 2.
Yeah, that should with the diet first.
Diet first. That's why I said it first.
Yeah, what we put in us is probably the most important thing we do that unfortunately American culture I don't think values it as much as other cultures are.
We have so much more access.
Well, our food quality isn't, we don't have the standards. Like a lot of countries will not allow, like I've mentioned this example before, but bovine growth hormone, which is, cattle steroid, we're one of the only nations that even legally allows it.
Yeah.
Like we can go on a whole train. We do a whole podcast about that, but
yeah, next time.
What you put in. So diet and just the quality of what you put in, those quality of vegetables and the animals, what they ate. You're also eating what they ate. So quality is huge. And then, fitness. Fitness makes the machine run properly, cleans itself up. I'm right there with you for 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you could dedicate yourself to paying more attention to what you put in your body and preparing, not necessarily meal prepping, although that works for a lot of people. It's working for me right now. Preparing for those times when you're just hungry and about to make a bad decision.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's where the meal prep comes in. Or I'm trying to be more diligent about taking lunch into my day job because it allows me. It saves money.
You have total control,
and it allows me to make better decisions because
once you get
what
hungry,
are my options available? One, your available options is not going to be the best salad bar in town unless you happen to work next to it and you're disciplined enough to go there every day. Odds are it's going to be something convenient. It's going to be oversalted, high in calories, and I'm a million times just as guilty, but you're going to go for those easy options.
Yeah.
When if 100%. You can be disciplined enough to prepare it like you're doing with meal preps, or even if it's just one day, taking your dinner leftovers for lunch, that if it's healthy, it just prevents you from making a bad decision.
Yeah.
And that's same thing we're talking about, these habits. These are the same kind of dominoes.
Yeah.
You meal prep for that week, odds are you're going to be more productive in all the other things in your week because you've done those things right. Those dominoes are falling in the week.
That's why it's working for me, I think.
Looking good. You're looking slim since the last time I saw you.
Setting me up for success. We'll see. I
see some weight loss.
It'll keep coming.
You lost it, and guess what? I found it.
Yeah, that's about right. That's actually about 10 to 15, I think.
Whew.
Yeah, man, look at you. You almost look like a full-grown adult.
Ooh, I don't want to be.
Instead of a bearded child.
I don't want to be.
All right, number 3. Svelte.
20-year-old child.
What's number 3, man?
Number 3 for me. I thought you had the list.
No, I think we're doing it together.
You gave 1 and 2. Oh, I thought you were reading me the top 5
I knew
because you immediately had 1 and 2.
I knew we'd have the same 1 and 2. I think everybody in the world has the same 1 and 2.
Damn, what was the list title again?
Positive habits that everyone, all humans, should develop.
Okay, so I'm going to give you one that I'm personally reintegrating in my life.
Okay.
Is
read
more books.
I said it. You heard me say it, right?
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say reading.
Because that's something I definitely have lost. The further I am away from school, the less reading I'm doing outside of on my phone. I still think reading on your phone is okay, but you're typically not going to find the best quality. And I'm kind of more apt to listen to my media now, podcasts, YouTube videos, watching them. But it doesn't do the same thing for the brain. Reading words on a page, making your brain think about, process, envision those words, does wonders for just intelligence, cognition. I mean, you name it.
I think that I mostly
it's like exercise
agree
for your
with you.
brain.
I think an audiobook does pretty much the same thing.
See, I don't. I think you need to read the words. I think there's something, we'll have to fact check ourselves, which is not going to happen now. But I really feel that there is a lot more gain in that fact of actually reading the words versus listening.
I think it makes you a better reader. I don't think it makes you a better imaginer. If you're sitting there listening to the words that you understand because you know that language, you can still take your imagination there as you're hearing.
It's not about imagination. It's about your processing.
Yeah.
It's about working those muscles, those processing muscles.
The reading muscles. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would agree. I'm not going to sit here and say no, audiobooks make you just as good of a reader.
So I'm not doing the greatest at it, but I'm, I bought some new books and I have some books that I've been putting off. So I'm trying to integrate. I'm not doing great, but I'm trying to read every day, even if it's just like a couple minutes.
I think I do agree with you. I don't agree that reading on your phone is less quality. I don't. I think you can read Moby Dick on your phone.
Yeah, I think it's just what you find. I guess by that, me personally,
that's not fair. That's not fair.
I'm not. No, it's not fair. But I'm saying like I am more inclined on my phone to find stupid articles about stupid shit than something I should actually be reading.
You need a Kindle, I guess.
Yeah, if you're disciplined enough to read a Kindle, or your Google searches are looking for, scientific studies you want to read, then there's more power to you. I think most people on the internet, we're just finding bullshit news. It's just crappy media.
That's possible. That is possible. I think that raising your standards of what you read, especially on the internet, you have to know that you're at a credible source.
Oh, it's getting harder than ever, too.
But that has always been true, even about the newspaper and books.
You're not wrong.
Like a leather-bound book can be filled with leather-bound bullshit.
All right, we only got a couple minutes left. Right. We got to speed through 4 and 5, so we agree
4
on
and
that.
5.
You got a 4 and 5 off the top of the dome?
I'm going to go with planning your day. Planning your day is, I think, giving yourself objectives for every day. If you are a person like me that's real chill and go with the flow, sometimes you go with the flow of nothingness when you don't give yourself stepping stones throughout your day. And getting that sense of accomplishment, I mean, like, I'm not a make my bed every day. I'm not even a make my bed ever. Like, I'm happy when I wash my sheets, but
I'll jump onto that because I'm when I've been the most successful version of myself, I'm a list maker.
Right. Planner or list, whatever it is.
Even stupid things like make bed.
Yes.
Make lunch.
Laundry.
Blah, blah, blah. Crossing off even the little things throughout the day, it just makes the dominoes fall.
I've been making lists on my notes on my phone, and it has been very.
That's another good one that I implement throughout times of my life that I need to be better at. We got time for real quick for one more. What is Power 5?
Number 5 is Let me think.
I got one for you because I've always been a proponent of this.
Go.
Sleep more. I think we are very underslept.
Yep.
I think sleep is one of the healthiest things you can do to get good sleep.
Yep.
My ideal, and I don't always get it, is 9+. And that's way more. Everyone thinks 8 is the number, and that means they really get 6 or 7. Sleep, I think, is one of the best things you can do, whether it's put yourself to bed early or stay a little later. Your body needs it. Your body loves it. You'll be younger, fitter, happier. Period.
My number 5, really quick, super fast, is gonna be reward yourself for accomplishing goals. Always, if you're doing all these habit checks and doing all those things, make a habit of enjoying, relishing the victory of the day. Don't just be a list maker that just goes on to the next list, list.
Celebrate your successes.
Make a habit out of that.
Let's make habits about success. Let's all be successful together. And let's celebrate another episode in the books. We'd like to celebrate all of you for watching us. We appreciate you.
And you.
And you.
Don't forget about you in the back.
You make it a habit to hit that subscribe and comment something.
That's right.
Send this podcast to someone that you think might listen to it, even if it's not you. We love you.
Fitness good.
Strong D.
Strong digging.